House Fellowship broadcast today, and we are reading Mommy Jill's text. I'm not going to read everything, and quickly, the reason I'm doing this is because some persons asked, "Oh, Shegun, when you done reading Mommy Jill's book, how using condom takes us to hellfire, you can just please share with us the idea." Apparently, those people asking me for this thing are people who are probably regular users of condom. I want to know whether it's still safe for them to use. Oh, Shegun, what's the content of that book? We'd like to know. Well, I would like to only wait your appetite just to give you like what I feel about it, because a lot of people want me to read it and then tell them what I feel about what she said or says in this book. Now the book is, it has how many pages now? 40 pages. I'm not going to read everything so that the author can also be able to sell. I'm just going to wait your appetite. Then the chapter 1 is what wisdom is this that we are talking about. Chapter 2 is the advent of condom, how it came about. Don't forget Mommy Jill as being somebody, according to her, she had spent 990 years in the world of darkness, and she knows how most of these things came about. So chapter 2 is talking about the advent of condom. That is between pages 9 to 13. Chapter 3, secret functions of condom. You know, she's giving us privileged information here. The secret functions of condom. Apparently, she's telling us the source in chapter 2 and the functions in chapter 3. Chapter 4, things condom cannot prevent. Yeah, a lot of people say the reason they want to prevent, they want to use condom is to prevent sexually transmitted infections. Yeah, good. But there are things it cannot prevent, and they're in this book. That is from pages 26 to 35. Chapter 5 is solution to consequences of sexual immorality. Let's get something really clearly. Let's get something really clearly now. I'm only going to be able to summarize to you what is in chapter 3, the secret functions of condom. Well, Mommy Gio is giving us privileged information from the spiritual aspect. I'm not a spiritualist. I can only testify to the extent that I'm a moralist. I think there will be a thin line somehow between the two. Now, 4 things condom does to you spiritually. Well, she said in prior chapter or previous chapter that the purpose for which condom was created was to address the plague that people were afraid of, because somehow there are consequences to immoralities, sexually transmitted infections and the like. So a lot of people want to run away from that, and so from the science world they created a solution so that everybody can now continue to have their immoralities, continue to commit immorality, which is one of the things Satan does, according to her, that Satan always looks for cheap solutions for people to have excuse to continue to commit immorality. He wants you to feel safe and comfortable in sin. Like, she's from there, and she's telling us that from what she knows, some of the things they plan is that they always create comfort for people in sin. So condom is one of those creations that give you comfort in sin, so that you can continue to feel comfortable while you're committing the sin. So if you want to prevent STI, you want to run away from the consequence of sleeping here and there, condom has been created, and it's a very cheap way out. So it increases your sexual urge, because the moment you feel that, oh, you slept with somebody today, there is no consequence. You fornicated tomorrow, no consequence. You commit adultery next, no consequence. No STI because you have prevented using condom. The joy you have from it will promote your urge. So it increases your sexual urge. That's number 1 thing it does. Number 2 is that you also start producing children that will have abnormal sexual urge. I don't know how that comes about, because I tried to read it. She was only saying that is what it will also do. But I understand that, well, if your children observe you, that you have high sexual urge and you talk about it every time, and they see you also using condom, the children will also want to find, logic there. These children will also be curious to want to know what you use the condom for, and they subsequently may also want to indulge in using it, and they will also have high sexual drive. Number 3, condom gives the kingdom of darkness access to sperm of its users. Well, for those of you who use condom and dump it, or those of you who use it and flush it, what do you do to condom after you use it? She's saying here that it gives access to, that condom is the richest form of blood. All of us have blood, it is the richest form of blood, okay, and that condom gives the devil the richest form of blood from you. So when you're done using it, you release into the condom, you come and you dispose it. It depends on whether the partner is also not taking the condom away, that you don't know. And the last one says provision of wine for demons and top agents of darkness. So they drink it. So it goes into their tunnel, their big tunnel for drinking wine, and then they have a lot of, and if you know the number of condoms that are being used every day by all of the immoral people out there, I'm not mentioning names, so collection of all of these sperms together are giving them a lot in their tunnel to drink and to wine and dine. Now, what do I feel about it? There are other chapters talking about things condom will not prevent. Let me just give you a sneak peek into that. If condom prevents STI, it doesn't prevent the loss of glory that follows this act. It also does not make you not losing your birthright. You will lose your birthright, destiny, deny, and so on and so forth. You can find out the rest in the book if you get it. Now, consequences to sexual immorality is also there, and then solutions to consequences are there. Now, let me give my own opinion because that's what a lot of people want me to do. For me, the concept of hellfire is actually too abstract for people like us, I would say. For a lot of people, because we have not been there. She has been there, so she can tell. But logically speaking and morally speaking, there are consequences even here on earth. There was a particular person who reported that he was going one day and he did not know that his customer, you know, all these solo shows, laying around somewhere, brother Samson, how far now? The man was now doing like this to the woman, to the Olosho. Because the Olosho did not know he was going with his wife. Now, it caused big deal there for them. So that is one of the consequences apart from. So immorality generally should not be too cool. You know, you sleep with this one, you jump to the other, you jump from here to there. It's not always too cool. Choose your partner. Be careful what you do. I mean, moral consequence and morality is enough reason to make people want to abstain. Using hellfire to scare people. Nigerians will tell you, I'm not sure God is wicked that after going through all these problems in life, I will still go to hell? No, come on. God is not that wicked. I don't believe it. You know, so as far as hell no longer scares Nigerians, for me, I think, yes, all the things listed here are logically acceptable and correct. All right? Are logically correct for me. Logically correct. So, but yes, she has been there. I've not been there. So the abstraction or the abstract idea of hell is what I will not totally want to buy because I've not been there. So I don't know how that one is. Now, other reasons, I'll come back. Let me just quickly do something, please. I must not fail to mention. Let's take this as our form of offering time. I don't want to forget because they still called me this morning. We are looking to assist some persons. I told you about the case of this lady who was released from Akure after NSAS, and then she lost her pregnancy while she was beaten and in detention. Please, that is her sister's account number, Wema Bank, 0239848693. She needs financial support. She needs money to go and take care of herself. She has been released, but she is sick. The second case I told you is one anonymous lady who is afraid of stigma and does not want her face to show or whatever. She's pregnant, was contemplating abortion, and then we met and said no. So I have been trying to take care on my own, but it's not sufficient. The lover had already left her because her own business failed, and the lover absconded. Apparently, you know, fake love out there everywhere and every day. Not necessarily fake. The man is also helpless, so he abandoned her, and she was contemplating abortion. We then decided, no, you don't have to do that. I mean, even if it's just to assist you, but she doesn't want her face to show to avoid stigma. So, but the account you can send money to help her is the one you can see, 0036909767. We are coordinating that for her so that we can always monitor that she's truly going for antenatal and all that. The third one is in case most of you are already familiar with the married couple. And it's at this point I want to appreciate you, the person who sent money to them. Somebody sent them 20,000 naira yesterday because I saw the screenshot, and then they also called me to say, yes, thank you, somebody just sent us 20K. Their own day of surgery, eye surgery, is approaching for the woman. I want to appreciate, but these two are also very urgent. Please, God bless you as you do. This is your honor from you. Like I always tell everybody every day, the idea of giving, for me, the idea of giving is about when you see somebody in need and you give. For me, that is the best and most acceptable offering to God. For me. In case you miss any of the details of the cases, you can just reach out to me by WhatsApp. That's my WhatsApp number on the screen. In case you missed details about any of the cases I called. Okay, that's my WhatsApp number, 081 70 74 74 24. Some of you already have it. Please reach out. Let us help people. That is the most acceptable offering. And like I always say too, God is not a Christian, God is not a Muslim. But if you want to be one, it should be in character. Because if you follow the concept of Christ, you want to be Christ-like, you must love your neighbor, especially the one that is in need. Because when they ask, how do we give to you? You say, when you see anybody in need and you give, you have given to me. So to be Christ-like is not about whether you attend church or not. It is in your character. So you can be a Christian if you choose to be in character. At the same time, you can be a Muslim in character, because if you read the underlying basis for which somebody can be a Muslim, you will see that it's also about doing the will of God. And what are the will of God or wishes of God for you? All of these things always talk about how you treat your neighbor and all that. Please, these two are urgent. I mean, this lady needs to go for urgent medical care. Wema Bank is this bank, 0239848693. Yaya Abidemi, that's the sister's account. And please do me a screenshot so that I can always tell her, go and meet your sister. Someone money has dropped for you. Go and meet your sister. I can always tell her. You can do me a screenshot on WhatsApp if you send us something, please. And this is the second case. In fact, these two have not received anything yet, and I'm hoping that at least we can get something going for them this today or this week. Please do something. God will bless you as you do so. Yes, go back to, I can see comments. Somebody saying, Abiodun Moibi, Abeg Shegun, not really worth talking about Nigeria pastors, their religious slavery and business people. Well, today is Sunday. I'm not necessarily talking about the pastors. What I'm talking about is, when something comes up to trend, it gives us a window or opportunity again to talk about the topics they raise. Now, the use of condom. Okay, so that's why we decided to talk about it today. One of Mommy Jill's precious books. Don't forget, she has other books too. She says she spent 990 years in the kingdom of darkness. That's another book. I haven't read this one. These are other books by her. The other one I will read and perhaps share with you later is Your Virginity. I got this one also from my church. Your Virginity. Why am I interested in sex topics from Mommy Gio? Well, you get why, Sha. So, gentlemen and ladies, that will be all for today. I thank you all for joining me. Don't forget the number to reach out to me by WhatsApp is 081 70 74 74 24. You can share this video with other people who might be interested in knowing more about what we just talked about. God bless you all. Bye for now. Yes, let me not also forget, if you are looking for the future home, we talked about this, and I want to, I'm encouraged that people are considering it and are already calling. Go to abehomes.com. Go to abehomes.com. Somebody's asking how you can send money from the US. Well, you can do, I think there's SendWave. You can use SendWave. Try SendWave. Please, try SendWave. You can do SendWave and send to me by WhatsApp so that I can confirm it, please. Do SendWave. Yeah, I don't know how others do it, but I think there's SendWave. Apart from those who have accounts in Nigeria that they operate from abroad, I think there's also SendWave. So you might want to do SendWave. God bless you as you assist. Now, I was talking about the future of homes. You don't want to build a home that in another 10 years you are tired of it, or in another 5 years you are considering renovation and all that. You may want to look at the concept of Abbey homes. Just Google it, and
Really inspired by this man's story, even though he's paying us to talk about the ad. But before we get to the ad, ladies and gentlemen, please meet Mr. Abiodun Akinyemi, a man who is looking to solve the big chunk of the housing crisis that we have in Nigeria by making affordable, self-sufficient homes. This kind of homes are becoming more and more popular, by the way, because they are efficient and they are environmentally friendly, and then it costs less to make them if you think about it in the long run. Anyway, before I tell you about the smart homes that he's building, let me tell you a little bit about his story. He's based in Canada right now, and he decided to build a house in Lagos, Nigeria, where he's from. But upon making inquiries, the cost of building a house has increased significantly since he moved to Canada. So instead of using concrete brick throughout his construction, he substituted it with laterite, and he was able to save 30% of the construction cost. Laterite has a lot of advantages, by the way, including warming your home during the cold weather, cooling your home in the hot season. It's cheaper because it's readily available. It's everywhere in Nigeria. It has high clay content, which means it can hold more water. Laterite gives you better air quality. So if you build your house with laterite, you can breathe in better air quality. You can even recycle it. So if you build a house with laterite and you don't like it, you can break down the house and use the brick to build another house. And that's just to name a few of the advantages. But he didn't stop at building his personal house. He decided to make his house self-sufficient, off-grid, which means that he's not going to be dependent on the electricity from the Nigerian government. So he's using solar power, and he's also not going to be using power generator, so there will be no noise, no air pollution. At the same time, he's not using the regular sockaway that everybody uses in Nigeria. He's disposing his own waste material by decomposing it, and he's generating his own water. So once the house is completed, he doesn't need anything from them. And this is why they call this home self-sufficient, off-grid homes. That alone inspires me. The fact that he was able to find an alternative to just spending so much money on building a house, and the fact that he doesn't have to depend on the government. He made himself a self-sufficient house. That is the inspiration for me. But then he took it a step further. So after learning from his own experience, he wants to do the same for others, except that he wants to do it better. If you see the picture of the house, you may not be too impressed by the aesthetic, but he calls this the experimental house, because what he has decided to do is to now mass produce this kind of house for other people. In case anybody out there is interested in having a house that will be self-sufficient, he has bought acres of land in Lakwe beachfront in order to construct an off-grid estate. And what you guys are seeing is what he would be constructing. All these houses would not be using NEPA, and they will be constructed with laterite bricks. If anyone is interested, he's looking for 10 people, just 10 people to start out. The price starts at 34 million naira for 3 bedrooms, and you can pay in installments. He has a contract readily available, readily prepared, which you can share with your lawyer to know if that's a good deal or not. I mean, some people may feel like that's a lot of money, but it's a one-time payment that you no longer have to worry about electricity bill. You no longer have to worry about paying them to empty your sock away and stuff like that. It's a one-time payment that you know that from beginning to end, you know your house is complete and self-sufficient. Anyway, I asked him, by the way, I said, what if someone is interested right now and they decided to pay you, and along the way they decided they're no longer interested, they don't like what they are seeing? And he said to me that your money is refundable, as stated in the contract. He said he will give you back 95% of the money, and the remaining 5% is for administrative charges. He's using a system of interlocking bricks instead of the traditional style of construction. And this system results in a house that is 10 times stronger than traditionally built house, and also more terminally efficient. Each home would have its own fire system, and will be conveniently located by a fire hydrant in order to make it easier for fire crews to help just in case of an emergency. We'll be building common areas that will have a gym, a playground, swimming pool, ball courts, grocery stores, and so on and so forth. And more importantly, the houses in his estate will reduce global warming and human carbon footprint. So guys, if you're interested, please check him out. This is his website.